Hello, everyone. Good morning. I will say this is my first CES. I'm almost embarrassed to say so, but I have just been so inspired by the constant innovation in every corner of this place. I also took the Vegas Tesla loop for the first time, which was really exciting. I don't know if anyone else did that for the first time. But are we getting tired? I know it's like winding down. Everyone's see a little nods. All right, we'll take a. She's like, yeah, yes. Pretty exhausted. But take a big sip of your coffee or your latte or your Red Bull. I mean, if that's your thing at 10 a.m., this is Vegas. I think anything goes, right? And really settle in, because I do think we save the best for last with these iconic creators. So welcome to the Growing Your Channel and Business panel. My name is Katie Melton. As Shira mentioned, I am the head of creator success at LTK, which has been in the creator space for over 14 years now, and truly the pioneer in creator-driven commerce. And our creators are driving nearly $5 billion in annual sales on our platform. And for those of you who don't know, LTK was built by a creator, Amber Vensbox, for creators, and is really the home base to 300,000 creators, where they can come and create, share their content, monetize their content, but most importantly, where they can reach and grow and nurture their communities, grow relationships with brands to create those partnerships all in one place. So I do want to just take a moment to put into perspective that the creator economy, the industry that we are all a part of, is expected to be a $500 billion industry.
Yeah.
Yes, T.
Yeah.
With a T. In the next 2 years, and that's doubling since the end of 2003. So that is massive. That is explosive growth. That is massive opportunity. And more and more players are entering the space, trying to get a piece, trying to get in the game because of that. And that just means that there's this increased earning potential and opportunity for creators who have nurtured these loyal communities. So what we have is this powerhouse panel of 3 of the industry's most successful creators. And each of you guys have built your businesses and grown your businesses in entirely different ways, and you've all had such longevity in your careers. So I think this is going to make for a really interesting and exciting panel. Before we get into it, kind of want to, loosen up a bit, get to know these rock stars a little bit, ask some fun questions, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty. Does that sound good? So, Justine, let's start with you. You don't need an introduction. You've been the host of CES, but Justine is a true pioneer, an OG in this business, and you started talking about technology and influencing consumers before online reviews were even a thing. I think it's been like 2 decades in 2006. So, can you just share a little bit about how you started and the type of content that you share today?
Yeah, I think it started because I really love technology and I love storytelling. But at the time, I was a little younger, about 20 years ago. And I just loved creating for the sake of creating. And I didn't realize that was something that could turn into what it is today. I just started posting things online at a very young age. I made my first website when I was in 6th grade. So I was 11, 12. And that passion stayed with me throughout my entire pretty much career. I started on YouTube in 2006, started posting random content, started getting really more into creating tech, and then now here I am posting CES. There's a lot in between there, but that's the short form.
Well, it's been really impressive in watching you kind of grow and evolve over the last 2 decades. Fun question. What is the one piece of technology besides your phone that you can't live without?
Ooh, wow.
That's tough.
Probably my computer.
Okay, that's fair. I should have said besides your computer, but that's exciting. That makes sense.
That's true.
That is true. Can't live without it. Okay, so Brian.
Yes.
You also don't need an introduction. You're also an OG in this space. And I love the story you told me the other day about how you and Justine met. And I think it was on a forum, and you found out that she had and liked and had an iPod.
I want people to not freak out right now. So this was around, maybe
probably
2002? Yeah, around there. Yeah, around
super early.
Super early. So for those of you that used MySpace, we've talked about this story a few times, but we don't talk about it too much. I worked at Apple retail. I had an image of me holding 2 iPods, and this was not any slide into DM, but Justine literally was like, "You like Apple? I like Apple too. Wanna be friends?" This is literally how we met.
And I, at the time, am in like rural Pennsylvania, in the middle of nowhere, wanting to go and live in Cupertino. And you had your address as Cupertino. So I was like, well, that's where I want to be. I'm going to go find my first friend next to the Apple
Hey, Brian, can I
campus.
live with you?
Yeah. So over the years, we kept in touch. The first time we ended up seeing each other was when the iPhone was announced in 2007. And so we've been friends all this time. This is before YouTube or any type of content creation ever existed. So we were like legit digital pen pals. And then from there, we both pursued media in different ways. Like, I came from a broadcast journalism background, so I worked for an outlet. I had news experience and stuff, but I never could get a job in news. So I was like, I'll just figure out this media thing on my own. And then it led me to where we are today. So the fact that Justine and I get to host CS together for the 2nd year in a row is like,
fun.
it's a really full circle moment. And when you can, this is maybe a lesson about just business and life, when you can work with your friends and do things that does not feel like work and get paid for it, you can't beat that. But it's pretty awesome.
And this is your 16th CES.
Yes,
right?
it's my 16th.
Okay, so
Six-
total legend. Thank you for gracing our stage yet again. But yeah, I mean, you're a trailblazer in this space. You worked all sides in tech, from retail to digital media. You're now an independent content creator known for your honest and amazing product reviews.
Thank you.
And you shared a little bit just now, but we'd love to hear your creator origin story and what kind of content you share today.
My creator origin story, I mean, I think during our time when this wasn't a monetizable option, I just always loved, again, storytelling, having fun, and who knew back then that a very specific topic that you're passionate about could lead to something. So I didn't go into it with this idea like there's so much money out there. I just wanted to have fun and create things. And I think that creative spirit, whether you started 20 years ago, not 20, but around there, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, or now, I think if you have that spirit and that is what drives you, I think it really can carry you through ups and downs, because there are no guarantees in this industry as well. We don't know what's going to happen in 10 years. It may look completely different. But if you kind of stick true to your fundamentals of that, that's what led me to then, okay, I'm going to leave the outlet I'm at. I'm going to start a YouTube channel. Even though it was later, I only had my YouTube channel for 7 years now. So that's different. That's when it already had kind of matured, but just navigating that space, and again, not caring about the noise, but just doing what I love and let the rest figure itself out. It sounds very naive and stupid, but that's just how I got to where I got. So that's my only experience I can go from.
Yeah, and that's when you build such a loyal community that follows you, that trusts you, you can kind of pave your own path, and they'll follow along. So that's really great. All right, the fun question for you. Is there a specific technology or innovation you're really excited about right now?
I mean, I do like food, and I like food tech. So how about this? The one thing that I saw that was really cool, a company called Carapod, and we talked about it. If you haven't heard of them, they've been around for a few years, but they turn air into water. Like they have a machine that, and it sounds like what? But then also now they're showcasing in the Venetian their product that converts air into water and then turns it into hot coffee. That's Karapod. I'm not sponsored by them at all. It's just cool.
Yeah, they should. I mean, they'll send you a check after. No,
It's cool though. Like stuff like that blows your mind. You're like, what?
Yeah, that doesn't make.
Yeah,
I mean,
yep,
everything you need in one little machine:
Yeah.
water, air, and coffee.
It's amazing.
Okay, so Jen, welcome to CS. I know this is your first CES as well, so thank you for
Yeah.
joining us. Woo!
First, that's amazing.
And you also took a really unique path to your creator business, and you've found really massive success. And so Jen Adams, or interior designer Rella, as she's known on LTK and Instagram, is one of our top creators on LTK. And personally, I am one of the most, I'd say, sophisticated and business savvy creators I've worked with. And so, you're always a beta user of every piece of technology that comes out to help creators. And I know especially for LTK, when we come out with features, like you were the first one in line to be like, I want to try it. I'll give you all the feedback. This one's great. This one's not so much. So will you tell the audience a little bit about your approach to starting your creator career and the type of content you share?
Hello, absolutely. First of all, I just want to say hi, everyone. You're beautiful. You look amazing out there. Thanks so much for having me. And it is an honor to get to sit next to you Titans. Like, I don't know what I'm doing here, but I want to help however I can. So if I don't cover anything here that you wanted to know, by all means, please come find me and ask me. I am still learning as I go. But yes, I feel like I am an entrepreneur at heart. I've always wanted to have my own business. And so when I came into the creator space, that was my mindset. I am here to start a business. And at the time, I felt like a lot of my peers and other creators were sharing their lives. It was kind of like using social media as like a little mini reality TV show, just kind of like you can follow along your favorite creator, throughout their day. And my husband's very private. He's like, I don't want to be an Instagram husband. I don't want our kids on there. And at first I thought maybe that might hinder my opportunity to have a successful business as a creator, but instead it did the exact opposite. And it gave me my vision and my focus in not having a platform that's about me, but about others. So I really became passionate about how can I anticipate people's needs, specifically through sharing products. And so my platform, if people don't follow me, for me, I think a lot of people actually don't know who I am. They might know my hands. A lot of times, I was just telling Katie, a lot of times I'll film with my hands, but I have like no makeup on, my hair's all in a messy bun, don't try shampoo, I don't know. So I think some of my followers just haven't even really seen my face. But all that to say, I feel like I'm just so honored to get to be able to be doing what I'm doing. And because my mission is about serving and driving value, I feel like it had become this perfect partnership with LTK, where you guys create the tools to help creators like us who really want to not just monetize, like obviously we want to do that, but also to serve our audience well. So I'm extremely passionate about what we're doing, and I'm still learning every day.
Well, I love it. I mean, constantly learning is how you grow, and you've seen massive growth. The question for you, what is the most viral piece of content you've ever shared?
A blow-up mattress, but it was one that's not just a regular blow-up mattress. It was like, raised, so it had room underneath. So if you have guests, they can put their suitcases under there. I don't know. People really loved it. And so I've reposted it several times since then, and it continues to go viral every time that we post it. So if you're looking for something to post to go viral, look into the blow-up mattresses.
I'm glad you said mattress after the first two words. I was like,
what? Mattress.
So good.
I was just thinking about my most viral piece of content. So Will.i.am was here yesterday. I didn't want to tell him, but I did a music video parody to the Black Eyed Peas like 19 years ago, and that was like one of the most popular videos, which is so embarrassing. So I was like, oh god, I hope he didn't see it. I hope
it's
he didn't
still up
see
though,
it.
Right?
No.
Oh, yeah, lucky for you, we have it. So
forever.
please
It's
run
still
the.
up. It's still up. It's
I
there.
want to see this.
No, it's
just
there.
See, you still look like you're 20. You're talking about like doing this 20 years
Well, thank
ago,
you.
and
I'll
I'm
take
like,
it.
can you tell us your skincare? Maybe I know this is not what we're focusing on. Sorry, I digress.
But you
No,
can
it's
check
okay.
out my new LTK. I just got accepted as a creator.
Oh, you did? Yes!
I was going to reach out after and
awesome.
offer don't do it all on your own. Let us help you.
Yeah, I didn't know what
We'll
I
get
was
you a
doing.
personal coach. Like, please, we got it. We're going to make it up.
No, I was so inspired by, because you're doing something completely different than we're doing. So it's like, even watching your type of content, it kept popping up. I was like, oh, I want to buy this. Oh, I want to buy this. And then it's your content, because I forgot that I just started following you. And I was like, this is so fun. And, it's like, that inspired me to be like, we can do sort of something similar in like the tech space too. So
Girl,
no,
it was
so
awesome.
excited.
I'm like, I'm gonna explode.
Oh man,
so
like
excited.
that little vanity that you keep showing up. It's like,
The Amazon
like,
vanity.
I was like, oh, I can get this on Amazon. Great, let's go. No, it's awesome, but it is cool to see like different types of creators doing different types of content, because we're so used to seeing our tech creators and we're in that bubble, and it's nice to branch out. So that's why I was so excited that you're on the panel.
Oh, well, I'm honored, and congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
There's so much I feel like that everyone can like learn from each other. And okay, kind of with that, let's talk about channel strategy. Being a creator can mean so many different things, as we've just talked about. And one of my favorite things about the creator's business is that there's so many different revenue streams. There's honestly endless opportunity. And creators are running big businesses with significant revenue coming from multiple places. Like it is a big business and a big job. So I'd actually love to know, and I'm sure everyone else would love to know, like, what are those revenue streams and what are the different ways you monetize your content? So Justine, let's start with you. How are you monetizing your content?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really lucky because a lot of my stuff is brand content, but I also do consulting. I do like hosting, things like this, and it does really vary, which I don't do a lot of merch, which I feel like that's something that I've really wanted to do, but it's never good enough. So I'm like, I need to find that perfect thing. Like I have some like USB-C cables that are pink, which is like absolutely perfect because
Very.
it's my favorite color.
Yes.
But yeah, there's so many different avenues, and I think that's what's really fun is having a team to be able to help explore those. So I mean, I do have an agent and a manager and then a lawyer, so that's kind of like the key team. So I think at the beginning, like I never had any of that. So it's like as you become a bigger creator, I would say the first thing that you would want is get a good lawyer because they could do most of the stuff for you at the time.
Oh, interesting. That's a really good tip. I mean, I think most people would think first thing, get an agent or get an assistant, but like get a lawyer.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Read
Lawyer
those
up.
contracts for
Okay.
sure.
Brian, what are the different ways you monetize your content?
I mean, it's interesting because we are all three different creators. Although Justine and I are in the tech space, we also are like do other things as well. So I kind of look at it as different buckets of how I can make money, and like every month it'll be different. So you have the content you put up on whatever platforms you're on, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and all that. You have brand deals, which is another bucket. You have, for me, I have hosting bucket, podcast bucket as well, and there's probably other buckets, but the key thing for me is that as long as we're creating stuff that we love and do, you almost, I think the biggest thing is the psychology of do the work, have fun doing it, and the money stuff will build an audience. The money stuff does come, but for me, it sounds bad, and we talked about this. I might probably have like not the best business sense, but I just want to have fun and do this as long as I can. And I think though it's actually driven me forward. So from a strategic standpoint, my biggest thing is when I went independent, I had no team per se. So I recently just picked up my first editor producer, and going from there, thankfully, because the internet is the internet, agencies and brands will find you. You just got to put out the work to show what you're about. Certain brands will like you, certain brands will not. It's how you connect and resonate with what they're looking for. And there's no hard feelings in this, really. It's just how does your content speak to people and an audience, and how do those brands align with it? And you kind of just let that happen, honestly.
So do you feel like a lot of it is just you're putting the content out and brands are coming to you? Do you do any sort of like proactive outreach?
I think the proactive outreach, to me, it's all about relationships. So instead of just thinking about brand, it's like if a brand reaches out to you, build a longer term relationship with them. And then once in a while be like, are there any campaigns that you have? And sometimes you have to spark that flame again because they're think about how many hundreds of creators there are, and they have a list, and sometimes they might overlook you depending on the size of creator you are. And you just do that little like knock, and it's not like, give me money. It's just like, hey, are there any campaigns going on? Sometimes you'll get bites, sometimes you won't. So you do have to be proactive.
Oh, if there's a brand I like, you better believe I'm tagging them everywhere for free at first. Like they're gonna know that I love them, and then I think that is authentic. Like I think there was a like yerba mate. Do you remember that? Oh gosh, it was like this guayaki drink that me and my sister were drinking every single day for like 10 years, and people thought that we were working for them. I was like, no, I just authentically really like this. So they did eventually do like a campaign deal and stuff with us. So it's those smaller things that just showing that you authentically love something is where these brands will see that you actually like the product and want to kind of work with you.
I think, can I jump on real quick, just one other point about doing the things you love? Like, so Justine has other interests outside of tech that she pursues, and I think as a creator,
Jiu-Jitsu master.
tons, right? But as a creator, if you really want to be true to yourself, like don't feel like you just have to be this one thing or this one brand to cover. Like, just because it doesn't get views, explore other things. Be creative. Be a creator. Like, I love the NBA. I talk about the NBA all the time. Now, I don't have any brand deals with the NBA, but then the NBA asked me to do a video about some of their technology. Oh, cool. But to me, that's freaking cool. Yeah. But just by doing that opens other doors and how other companies perceive you. So there's a lot of value that happens just by doing what you love.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 30 years ago when I put an I in front of my name, I didn't really think that I'd be stuck with that, because that also, do think about those names that you are coming up with, because I've had people not want to work with me because they were too afraid that I was too tied to Apple. So
yeah.
I'm like, I've got everything on the channel. So do think about that.
I definitely relate. I think my name, I did not realize was going to stick with me as the business has grown. So people think I'm an interior designer. I'm not. I'm sorry. I apologize. And then they think my name is Ella because at the end, and I'm like, it's not Ella. I'm Jen. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I think it's important what your name is.
And I just want to say too, like with some of the different things you guys mentioned about the different channels, like putting out organic content of things that you like the drink, or starting your podcast, you can actually monetize those too through LTK.
LTK, I knew you were getting, I saw your eyes.
I gotta say it. You can though. Okay. All right, we talked about, Jen, actually would love to know how you monetize your content.
Yeah, I was going to say, I have so much respect for building those relationships with brands, right? And wanting to show value and authenticity. And one of the things that I've really appreciated with LTK is I feel like that they can also help fast track some of that, because yes, like I am a creator, so like I am creating, but identify more as an affiliate marketer. And so everything that I'm putting out there is with the intent of sharing my affiliate links. And then with that, even if it's not a super long ramp of me sharing a specific brand, like LTK has the data to be able to show like how I've converted. So even if it hasn't been a super long time of trying to woo a brand, it's really helpful that LTK can be like, wow, your conversion is really strong. And then LTK goes out on my behalf. So I don't even have to do the work to just approach brands and say, okay, so that's why I'm really excited for you to be on there, because I'm excited for the brand campaigns that you'll be able to explore. So I feel like it kind of just fast tracks that process of building a partnership with other brands, because you'll be able to be like, okay, there's great synergy here. Here's how you're converting, and here's the products that they're wanting to launch. So I feel like LTK is like I do everything in LTK.
No, you definitely sold me. After our last intro call, I was like, oh, this sounds fun. Like a new platform to explore.
Yeah, I mean, everybody, how many of you are creators out here? Yeah,
All right,
you're
there we
already investing time. You're already investing time creating. You're posting on all these other platforms. Why not post it on LTK? Like Katie said, LTK is a creator-first organization made by creators for creators, and they are building all of the tools to push your content out in front of people who want to shop your content, in front of brands who want to partner with you but don't even know it yet. I am all about working smarter. I like working harder when it's more efficient, but leave all the heavy work to LTK because they will help you. I'm an example where you don't have to start from so
Thanks,
long
Jen.
ago to
Hold on,
really,
Jen. Does
I'm
your
just so
shirt
excited.
under your jacket say LTK?
Well, she has we have matching LTK tattoos.
I'm messing with
No.
y'all.
Do you actually?
No. I'm sorry. That was.
Okay, I don't know. I mean, this is Vegas.
I do
Let's
want to
go.
say, I think the moral of the story here though is, as creators and as you're growing, you're constantly trying to like, how can I turn this into a full-time job? Like, when can I take that leap? I think that's like the natural step and natural question for a lot of creators. And that really is what LTK is all about, is how you can monetize what it is that you're doing. So if it's a podcast that you love, like, you don't need to wait until you get a big deal or you get millions of followers. Like, you can you can use affiliate linking to link the things in your podcast, and you can do that through our platform. There's many ways that you can monetize your content, as we've seen with everybody.
Katie's looking directly at me. I'm like, okay, maybe I got to get on board.
Yeah, I'm signing you up. Okay, so let's shift gears for a minute, because we are winding down and I've gotten through 1/8 of my cards. But let's talk about content strategy and time management. So Brian, let's start with you. How do you choose which products or trends to focus on, and how do you ensure they align with your brand?
I mean, we obviously know, at least for the tech season, there's seasonality of what's hot. We know which brands are releasing products around a certain time. So we obviously narrow in on that during that time. But even just from a standpoint of what decisions do you make, yes, I'll prioritize certain content. There'll be a sponsorship deal within that, but I try to balance it out so that my audience will get some sponsored stuff and then more non-sponsored stuff, just because you really do have to serve your audience first and see how they react to things. Some things you learn like, oh, they really don't care about that product or that type of product anymore. So you don't maybe not do it, and that's okay, right? But I don't know. I kind of said it before. I want to have fun with this as long as I can. So the business just will happen, and it sounds like non-strategic, but I think the strategy is be authentic. And I think that every creator here, you hear that word ad nauseum, but it's really true. You gotta be who you are. And during this journey, many creators that are starting, you will find who you are. You're not gonna know, actually, weirdly, you may not know exactly who you are in year 1, and it'll change in year 5, but lean into that, figure out who you are along this journey, and then be able to be comfortable and tell that story. And I think that's what really resonates when someone watches a video. They feel like you are connected to what you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, how with everything, new platforms emerging and the industry constantly evolving, how do you break into new channels? How do you keep your content fresh? Like, do you have any advice for the audience?
It's hard because you want to keep posting the same content on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts, but it doesn't actually convert as well. I mean, most of the time, if I don't have a lot of time to recut something, I'll just post it for the sake of time. But a lot of times, each of those audiences are different, and you do kind of have to make a different piece of content. Where it's like this 3-minute video that I posted on TikTok will not perform as well on Instagram, and then YouTube Shorts, people are like, "Well, I'm not going to watch that. I can just watch a full YouTube video." So it is trial and error. So if something doesn't perform well, don't even worry about it. Post another one. It doesn't matter. And I think people get stressed out about numbers and stats. It's great to look at them, but use that. Do something different and just try again.
Yeah, Jen, what about you? How do you sort of break into new channels? What is your content strategy on each one?
I love data. Again, I have this very business forward mindset. And so I feel like having empirical data on what people are shopping and how can I anticipate some of what these trends might be, and anticipating people's needs. So it's my favorite when people are like, "Oh, I didn't even know they'll comment, I didn't even know I needed that." I'm like, great, I know I'm doing my job well. So really it's just like looking at the data and then seeing how it can be applied on different platforms. So you mentioned, I feel like TikTok has a different vibe than Instagram, but then just repurposing that content that you already have, catered to that vibe without making new content has been really great for us.
And which would you say is like some of the data that you look at? What is that? How does that help you determine which products to choose? Like what data are you looking at?
Yeah, so I'm looking at my LTK data. So when you're an LTK creator, you have your dashboard where you can see all the products that are converting. So I can see what posts are trending, what products are converting. Because if you guys ever heard, someone needs to see something at least 7 times before they decide they want to make a purchase. And so I have all this data inside of LTK where I can be like, okay, well, I have post impressions, things like that. So it helps me curate my strategy for how I'm going to be putting out content. And so I don't know if I answer that correctly, but basically I'm just looking at what is selling, and even product that we might call clickbait. It's just like it's sold out, but then we see that it's still converting, and I'm like, wow, this is really driving people to this particular retailer. There was a pair of jeans that sold out from Nordstrom, but we kept posting them and people kept sharing them, and I would link to alternatives and would let them know, okay, well, you might get a notification if you're following me in the LTK app of restock alerts. There's so many things about LTK, like those push notifications. Sorry, I know we're running out of time, so I'll stop.
You don't ever need to stop.
Come find me afterwards. I'll tell you more.
We are over. Okay, I guess I want to end with, because AI is such a big part of this industry and a big part of this conference this year. So I would love to know, is there anything that you guys are excited about that AI can do for the creator economy, or that you hope it will do? Justine.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I was excited about AI in health. But I guess it's not the creator, but I think as a creator, allowing us to have more time, reading through huge documents, giving us a quick summary. I mean, that for me has been so key. And even turning that into a YouTube script or giving us inspirations, even small things like that have been super helpful.
I love it.
I think as a creator, I haven't used it yet, but I've seen people talk about it. The automatic translation into multiple languages of your content.
Yes.
That's helpful to give it to a broader audience.
I have used this AI app where it'll actually take what you're saying and even lip sync your voice to another language in your voice. It's pretty incredible.
Do you use that and post it?
I don't. Sometimes I do, but it takes still a lot of time to do. But it's really cool how well it works.
Oh wow!
It's called DID.
Wow, that's interesting. Jen, what about you? Anything that you're excited about that AI can do for creators?
Well, I know I've been talking a lot about LTK, but inside of LTK, they already have their AI suite and it has Copilot. So that's like a built-in assistant that's going to help you with auto linking. So for example, like Justine, I love your outfit, right? You put this on LTK. If you already have these items linked in a folder, the AI will automatically recognize it and link it for you. So it saves a ton of time. There's the scheduling tool, there's pinning posts, there's so many things that I really love the retag tool because I said, like, if you have really strong content, share it again. Don't be worried about being too repetitive. I feel like there are a lot of people, especially with the diminished reach on social media, that a lot of people might not even be seeing it. So I think you can serve your audience better by continuing to share some of those posts that are doing really well, but maybe not everyone has seen. Anyways, so with Copilot, you have a lot lot of tools in there that are going to save you a lot of time. And that's what I really would like.
Love
save more
Copilot.
time.
Saving
Love
time.
Copilot.
That sounds like the key. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I wish this panel was 2.5 hours, and we could ask all these questions.
We like sitting down too.
Yeah,
This is
put your feet
We're
up.
bouncing around a lot.
You
So.
know.
Been all over.
I know. Well, thank you guys so much for joining. I know, and taking the time, and all of you, thank you so much for listening. I hope this was helpful, and hope you have an amazing rest of your CES.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you all. Thanks for coming.